What's your response to JK Rowling challenging Scotland's new hate crime law and inviting police to arrest her if they believe she's committed an offence?
Well, look, we're not going to do anything like that here in England. We should not be criminalising people saying common sense things about biological sex. Clearly that isn't right. We have a proud tradition of free speech, and I think it just shows, whether it's the SNP or the Labour, these are the wrong set of priorities for the country. I'm focused on delivering on the things that really matter to people, and that's why this week we're rolling out free childcare to many more parents. That's an example of us building a brighter future for our country.
So do you support JK Rowling's approach?
Again, it's not right for me to comment on police matters, individual matters, but what I do support very strongly is people's right to free speech, and nobody should be criminalised for saying common sense things about biological sex.
But Callum Steele, who you'll know, the former chair of the Police Federation, who look after the rank and file, said, "I suspect that within a very short period of time we'll have data, in inverted commas, suggesting Scotland to be one of the most hateful countries on earth." I mean, surely that must worry you as a possibility, given that I don't think that's how you would describe Scotland.
It's definitely not how I would describe Scotland, but I also don't think Scotland is immune from hate, and therefore we've got to have legislation in place to protect people. And often we're talking about the most vulnerable and marginalised groups from hatred, and I'm not probably the only one in the world that worries about some of the discourse around marginalised communities. And it feels that as a society we're becoming more and more polarised globally. And we'll see how that plays out in many elections right across the world. And so it's really important to have a strong framework of legislation against hatred. So as I say, I've got every confidence in police's ability to make sure that they're dealing with complaints in the appropriate fashion. So those that meet the criminal threshold, investigating them, those that don't, dealing with them, and those that are just vexatious, then of course, as police do, I suspect on a daily basis, dealing with those vexatious complaints in an appropriate manner.